go to bed.
You missed your breakfast yesterday. The top one.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said in the box, I feel like I repeated the same cycle in my relationship due to me not releasing that person fully this time last year. I don't want to waste any more of my time. How do I get him off me? He's a loving soul, but a mess and weighs me down. One, you can do some cord cutting, right? You can do some, take a bay leaf, write the person's name on it, light some, a red candle, a red, white, and a black candle. Burn some sage or burn some red sage, really. Do some prayers to cut that, to break that connection. Take a bath, try to release that energy. Meditate, seeing yourself, visualize you cutting that cord, then burn the bay leaves and then throw the ashes out into nature, right? That's on the spiritual side. Now, on the physical side, you're probably going to need to change the trajectory of your life, right? Maybe change your hairstyle, change the way you dress, change your wardrobe, change your bed sheets, redecorate, right? You have to create a whole new energy, change cars, change vehicles. Like, you have to change the vibrations, because those vibrations are all associated with them in some kind of way. So you got to change your environment, and sometimes we can't necessarily leave, so we just have to redecorate. Shay. Lucy Fiend says, what do you guys like to do in your spare time?
What's spare time?
I mean, it's not really. Yeah, we don't really have spare time like that, right?
Yeah.
Spare time, catch up on some sleep, right? Spare time, catch up on some work. Spare time, we kind of find little moments.
I gotta create.
It's like little moments. Really. You find little moments of spare time throughout the day. But everything we do is with a purpose, so it's like, I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to the spare time thing. The spare time is more like when an event comes that, like someone has a wedding or something, right? Like things like that, or somebody invites us to something, or, something, then that's the spare time where okay, that's an event that was something that was created and we're invited to, and, now that becomes, okay, now we make the time to do that, that thing, right? Otherwise, or if it's just it's a certain day or a holiday or something, or anniversary, then, we'll make time to do a certain thing, or a birthday or whatever, right? We make the time, to do something, right? Or if we decide, if I decide, all of a sudden, yeah, let's go out to eat tonight at such and such place, right? We just, we just go, right? So that's the spare time, Otherwise, when I'm eating, I watch, a movie,
Right.
I like to watch anime in between, time sometimes, in the later night, in the evening, right? In between while I'm doing other things, right? So usually if I'm cooking or something, or driving, I have it playing. Or if I know I only have a couple minutes before I gotta go do something, then I'll real quick, watch some anime or something. But there's not a whole lot of
sparing going on.
Spare time, and I don't necessarily look for the spare time either, because there's so much transcending to do.
Right.
That's a long-winded answer to that.
And I concur.
Bruce Phoenix also says, how you guys know or decide what to put your energy into, or how to redirect it into something else. I mean, it's a process like for everybody else. So it's not like, the more that you do it with intention, the better at it that you get, and the easier it is to tell like what you should put your energy to and what you should not. But sometimes, we put our energy, we still gonna put our energy into things that we realize like, all right, we shouldn't put our energy into that later, right? But usually it comes faster. As we get older, it comes faster and faster. Whereas, sometimes we can figure it out right away before we even do it. Sometimes it might take a couple of days or a couple of tries, So, we are still in a human vessel just like you. So, it is trial and error. It's trial and error with us as well. You are welcome, Lucy Feeney. Let's see in the box real quick. The person who had asked about, how to break away from their ex, basically, and not fall back to that same energy. Said they're moving soon. Our kids go to the same school. Right.
Moving on out.
And that's a challenge. Now, I mean, if you want to be, if I had to be honest, if you really want to, move on. Well, you say your kids go to the same school, so I guess it means you have separate children. I mean, if you have separate children, okay, well then you need you got to move your children out to school. If you're moving to a different county, a different space, right? Boom. Otherwise, if not, then you have to deal with it, right? So it's a choice. It's a decision you have to make. What's important, or what are you capable of handling, right? If you can't handle being in that same space like that, going to the same school, then you have to take them out of that school, right? But if you do enough of the redecorating and the changing of your wardrobe and of your life and even of your maybe spiritual practices, right? If you change these changing of your diet, all these type of things, by changing these things, that might be enough to where you look at him in a totally different light, right? And if you work on truly evolving yourself, what tends to happen is that other person, they will either have to evolve with you, or they'll recognize like, I can't keep up, and then it makes it real easy. Either they'll kind of shoo away themselves, or you'll look at them like, you're not on my level type deal, right? So,
actually, come on, mouthpiece.
But this is where when you work on yourself, you actually have to evolve yourself. Working on yourself isn't just
doing stuff like to make you feel better.
Yeah, doing stuff to make you feel better. Burning sage all the time, listening to Erykah Badu songs, right?
It's so crazy.
Or even just even just cutting your hair off. It's not necessarily working on yourself, but even though that can help you to change the energy.
That ain't anything though.
But that's just an end. The cutting your hair part is just like an indication that you are ready to start changing, but that's not the actual change part. All right. So me tapping back in is causing me to be extremely irritable now. See what it's up. Okay, me tapping back in is kind of irritable. Yeah, because you're dealing with
She had more too.
Where?
Right under that.
Where?
That
oh yes, he has a daughter and I have a son. He took this switch end of May. I can't move until May. Okay, Ashe. You tapping back in is causing you to be extremely irritable now. I guess tapping back in, you're talking about
to that energy, like
into
going
what?
back, spinning the block, and like entertaining him.
Well, yeah, it can be irritable. It'll be irritable. It's gonna be irritable, but but that irritation could get soothed away if you stick around long enough, right? So and then you'll fall back into the same trap again. So But the irritation is not enough. Irritation is not enough to move on. And that's where a lot of people make a mistake, where they're trying to wait until they become so annoyed, so frustrated, so irritated that now they'll break away. It's like it's you waste so much of your life doing that. You don't want to rely on irritation, because irritation is like me getting a little something in my eye. I can still blink and kind of work through it, right? No, you want to evolve to a level where when you look at them, it looks like a child, and you just lose attraction and you lose connection to that person. But you have to evolve. You have to really focus on evolving, growing, actually becoming, which means that not only will they look at you differently, but your friends look at you differently, your family looks at you differently, even your own children look at you differently, right? So, my children and our children, they always, even my own son, he looks at me differently every year because I'm constantly changing and evolving, right? So then, him seeing that, he's trying to he sees there's so much to try to catch up to, because I just keep going on and growing to the next thing, right? I keep evolving to the next level, to the next, platform, right? So, and then it makes it impossible for me to spin the block to women that I've had relations with, right? I've had relationships with on some level, right? It's hard for me because then whenever I run into them again, it's like I've grown, I've leveled up so much. One thing, they see it, so they feel intimidated by it, because like, oh, you're not the same Logas that I remember, a year or two ago, right? And then I look at them and it's like the connection don't even feel right anymore, because like I'm not vibrating at that level anymore, right? And that's happened to all of my exes, to all of them. I just, even though they still have a place in my heart because I have that cancer in me, but like with the connection, I just can't. It's just not there. It's just not there, right? And it's because like they're still in the same spot. All right. You're welcome, Lucy Feeney. Yes, the blessings, agape. Facts, one opulent spiritual behavior. Here in the box, he wasn't very spiritual, and I feel like I toned it down. But now that I'm back, I'm like, ooh.
Ew.
And now he played the fire out of me. Well, right, so, and when it comes to especially women,
I'm like, ew.
It's weird when you tone down your growth or whatever for a man, instead of going after the man that will force you to level up, right? Or accepting the man that'll force you to level up, right? A woman will naturally, in some kind of capacity, challenge a man, to level up, right? But for the women, a lot of times it's more of a choice of, are you going to choose a man that's going to force you to level up, or are you going to tone down for this other man? And a lot of women are toning down, right? And women have to start asking themselves, why are they doing that? Why not go after the man that's going to force you? Because it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable, So you have to start asking yourself, why am I choosing, men in a lower vibration, why not choose? Because we all have people that are higher vibration than us. So if we all know this, you know, there's people who vibrate higher than me. I mean, I know this, right? So then it's and it's not like most of us, right, are not vibrating so high that we just can't find people on our. It's not true. That's not true.
And she's the Aries sun, Leo moon too. And they gave a little backstory of her energy.
But like I say, it's like most of us are not vibrating that high. I mean, it's just to be honest, right? There's plenty of people who are, you could find that vibrating higher than you. We know this in business, we know this in sports, we know this in academics, right? But when it comes to relationships, all of a sudden it's like, oh, I can't find nobody on my. You're right, you can't find nobody on your level, but you can find somebody higher than your level though.
Right.
Are you going to do what it takes to level up to that level? That's the question you gotta ask yourself.
Preacher.
Agape says, do you think she is intimidated by your light as a man, if I may ask? Do you think she's intimidated? I think who's intimidated?
I'm assuming
Are you
me.
saying, do I think that Duüblé is intimidated by my light as a man? I don't know. You gotta ask her, man.
Yes, it is intimidating. Well, not so much anymore. But no, it definitely was. Like he mentioned, because it challenged me, you know, and he came with high standards, and I just saw him, you know, being very serious about his life and his journey and things like that, and it just reflected back to me that of which I was not, like the level that I wasn't at. So it was very intimidating in the beginning, but then as I learned to just be honest with myself and just use him as a driving force for me, then it's like I got used to his energy, so it's not so intimidating. It's still big, but it's not intimidating per se.
Shay. I appreciate this. I'll wait on my leader, teacher, lover, and won't settle. Shay. Don't settle to the person in the box that I will not say their name.
Yes, we're doing better. Today's a new day. Ashe?
Yes, you are doing better. Yes. Touche, Gavin. Yep, Lucy Feeney. Awesome. You are welcome.
But it's probably my big Leo energy that kind of want to be like it's not intimidating. No, it's not really anymore. Until it is.
Ashe, so go ahead, let's switch to the music.